Jeff's here with head teacher Christine Cunniffe. Welcome to both of you. Thank you for being here today. Christine, is basically the fear of going back to school the fear of the unknown?
I think it is the fear of the unknown, and also the fear of change as well. It's a big change going back to school. You're moving up a year, you could be moving schools as well, so you can understand why the little people are anxious, and also their parents.
Yeah.
Do you notice that it's worse than it has been in the past? I mean, I remember when I changed from little school to big school, I was exactly the same. So it's always been the same.
I think it's been the same. I can remember the first day at primary school, I can remember the first day at secondary school, I remember the first day of my 3 children being at school as well. So I think it's always the same, but your new parents, you've got different children of different ages, there are different challenges in life as well now, so it's very challenging.
Such as social media, I think if you have got a child who's got problems at school, then that problem would usually subside within the 6 weeks they're off on holiday, and obviously social media just follows them about, so it may have continued as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so let's look at some of the points that you make. Know the signs, you say.
Yeah. Know your child, really. Talk to your child as well. I mean, we all know our children. We can tell whether they're a little bit quiet. And ask them questions like, how do you feel? What do you feel about? What do you think? And you can soon pick up on things, especially if they're a little bit quiet.
And the timing of those questions as well. I think if you're the sort of parent that is there at the school gates, or as soon as they get in the car or through the front door, and you are like, right, go on, how did it go? you may be kind of forming a little bit of a barrier between them actually volunteering that information to you. I find it really good to actually leave it until bedtime, when you're kind of tucking them in, they're relaxed, they're kind of looking back at the day, and that's when they're likely to volunteer all the information about their school day to you.
And looking for any reason to stay up a bit later. I find that with mine, actually. It's the one time they really do talk, because they think, oh, I'm staying up a little bit.
That's exactly what we did with our girls. That was the time in the day. They wouldn't say anything. If you asked them a question, you wouldn't get an answer. But later on, at bedtime, then that's when you got the answers that you were looking for.
Another suggestion of yours, Jeff, was routine is incredibly important, even at the tail end of the holidays.
OK, so this week, all important. Most people are obviously thinking about their school is going to start again next week. Going to bed at the time that they're going to have to next week, getting them up a little bit earlier, so that first day at school is not a big rush. Have everything ready in the evening, so get that uniform laid out, get the school bags packed, make sure everything has been bought, you know, at this late stage, so that, you know, little things like that, actually, that children are quite concerned about. But if you're organised, then they're prepared and they're settled.
Christine, do you notice at school if a child's tired? I mean, what sort of effect does that have on the child? Absolutely,
they need their sleep. They need a good, you know, night's sleep, bed early, maybe read a little bit before the lights go off. But you can see it in class, teachers pick up on it very, very quickly, and it does have an impact on their education.
One of the things you also discuss is being organised.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially boys. I've got two of my children are boys. You need to make sure those things in the bag, the pens, the pencils, the calculator, every year is going to be slightly different as well, so they might need new equipment, different PE kit as well. Especially for those children moving up from the primary school as well, because they're used to a very kind of friendly, home-based classroom environment, and now they're moving around a big school with different equipment all the time.
From a coaching perspective, start their day the way that you mean it to go on. If you're rushing them out of bed, come on, we're going to be late, then that, unfortunately, has an impact on the way that their day continues from that point, not just yours.
So getting stuff ready the night before.
Just being prepared, being organised, getting them up a little bit earlier, 10 minutes earlier, so there's no rush to school.
This is a big one. Stay calm yourself. It's difficult, isn't it? I mean, you say be organised, but when you're a parent and you've got a busy life and things are going on, you've got 50,000 emails from the class rep saying you need this, you need that, they've got to be there, and you're going, ah, and you lose them with all your other emails, and then you've got to stay calm?
Yeah.
How?
Well, I think children will pick up on your anxiety. They've got their own worries. They don't need to see yours, so you've got to try and keep it in and be relaxed and share your thoughts, but don't share your anxieties, because it will rub off on them.
Right.
That's where children learn their fears, is from us, unfortunately, and going back to school is no different. You put something out on Twitter to say, what are your children's biggest fears, and the parents are telling me what their fears are. And the children, they have far less, unless you, of course, give them to them in the first place.
Interestingly, you talk about friends, Christine. You say don't necessarily have one very, very tight group of friends. Have different and a select group of friends.
Absolutely. I mean, if you're in a large school and you've got the opportunity to have lots of different friends, then do so. And my advice to the children at LVS, and also my own children, is you've got your netball friends, you've got your music friends, you've got your friends in the classroom. Spread yourself around a little bit, because especially some friendship groups can become very intense, especially around the ages of 12 and 13, you normally find it. So it's good to spread your friendship group round.
Bullying. Let's talk about that, because obviously this is incredibly serious and every parent's worst nightmare.
Yeah, I coach a lot of teenagers, actually, that are going through bullying. I always think it helps, actually, to reduce their image of how strong and big the bullies are. Bullies are very often people that have got a low self-esteem, low confidence, that have got things themselves going on at home. So actually, in some ways, we should pity them as opposed to fear them.
And homework?
Lots of it. not too young, though. No, I don't agree with giving too much too young. Your children should be outside playing and learning through play and learning through being with their friends and through extra activities as well. But as you get older, it's got to be part of life, because you've got those all-important GCSEs.
Is there an argument, though, that if you give a child, you know, a big project to do and you've got to create a volcano and bring it in, that actually your child's not necessarily doing it, it's more of a parent?
Absolutely. I mean, I know that feeling.
I've made some fantastic volcanoes.
I mean, it's every half-term holiday, yes. There's an art project or the volcano. I mean, we do the volcano, so I've got to be careful what I say. But also my children in school, so I know what that volcano or building that castle means during the holidays. And it shouldn't really be the parents that are driving this. The children should be taking responsibility.
Well, from a parent's point of view, it's when they take the project into school, which you've done, and it comes back and say, "How did you do?" Yeah, I got a C. What? What? That was fantastic. Guys, thank you very much.
Thank you. Great fun.